I don't think that that was the best showcase, but today we are going to go through the highlights of the Xbox Bethesda Showcase. I'm going to give you my thoughts, some of the games I'm hyped up for, and I want to know what you guys are hyped up for down in the comments. So be sure to like, subscribe, comment, all the good stuff so we can talk about this stuff together. Hello world and all who inhabit it, it is I, the Great Sayran, and today we will be talking about the Xbox Bethesda June 2022 Showcase. This highlighted games that are coming out in the next 12 months. They showed a lot of gameplay, and when I say a lot of gameplay, it was a lot of gameplay. That by no means is bad. They started with Redfall gameplay, a game that I'm not super interested in, but the gameplay did kind of reel me in. It gave me a better idea as to what the game was about. Next, they showed Silksong. Now this was hilarious because we all thought this game was going to be in a Nintendo Direct, and it's in an Xbox Bethesda Showcase. I guess money does talk. And then rounding out the opening was this game that was created by the creators of Rick and Morty. It's called High on Life, and it looked hilarious. It actually had the voice actor of Morty from Rick and Morty, so I'm super interested to see what that's about. Now I am going to mention all the announcements, but I'm not going to talk in depth about all the announcements. The games that I'm interested in, I just assume if you're watching this video, you're probably interested in too. Next, we had Riot Games, and they are bringing all of their content, all the legends, champions, agents, all that stuff. They're bringing all of that content to Game Pass. Most of their games are free to play anyway, but you're just getting a lot of value by having Game Pass, linking that account, do whatever you gotta do, and getting all that content. And that's super cool because I've been wanting to get into Valorant, so now I have an excuse. Next, we have A Plague Tale Requiem. I'm not super interested in that, but it was cool to see some gameplay of that. Forza Motorsport. This game looked absolutely beautiful. We wanted it to release this year. I totally understand why it's now releasing in spring. They have this dynamic weather, time of day. They have this dynamic everything, it seems like, system. It just looked so beautiful, and it's just hard to convey how beautiful these racing games actually look through a stream. So I encourage you, go back and look through some of the 4K footage of these games. They look absolutely beautiful, especially Forza Motorsport and Forza Horizon 5, which we'll talk about later on in this video. Next, we had Flight Sim announced their 40th anniversary and they're doing a crossover with Halo, and I thought that was pretty cool. After that, we had Overwatch 2. Now Overwatch isn't a franchise that I really got into, but I always wanted to get into. So the fact that Overwatch 2 is free to play and coming out on Game Pass for the campaign and the other paid things, I'm really excited about that. So I am going to be checking that out on the channel. We'll probably do some live streams the day it comes out, maybe the early access, whatever. We will be live streaming that game because I love Apex, and I feel like Overwatch is kind of similar, but not the same, but similar. Let me know if I'm wrong about that down below. After Overwatch, we had Aura History Unfold, and that game was a turn-based RPG. I guess it was about the history and the world, and I wasn't that interested in it. But if you are, I'm so glad that you are. Then we had Elder Scrolls Online, which has a new expansion to it, and also Fallout 76, which also had an add-on for the Pit. Both of those coming 2022. Then we came back to Forza Horizon 5, which has a Hot Wheels collab, and it looked absolutely amazing. I think the last time they did this collab was Forza 3, Horizon 3. But I mean, Forza Horizon is the more arcadey, playful style of Horizon and racing games, and Forza, I can't talk right now, I'm so excited. And it looks beautiful. It's coming out July 19th. Be sure to check that out. I just re-downloaded Forza. I needed the space, so I deleted it, but I just re-downloaded so I could actually be ready for it when it comes out, because it looks absolutely amazing. Then we had Ark 2, which, you know. And after that, we had Scorn. Now Scorn looks absolutely disgusting. It looks a little bit slower than I want it to be, but I just don't know too much about the game. I've seen it a lot, and I understand a lot of people are probably going to be into this title, but for me, probably not. But it looks good. I won't deny that. If you enjoy it, please enjoy it. Now we come back to a game that I have been excited about since it was announced, and that is Flintlock. That little dog griffin thing that you can now fuse with and fly with, it just looks awesome. I'm super excited about this title. It looks more open world, like a Assassin's Creed or maybe a Ghost of Tsushima. I'm just really excited to see what Flintlock is all about. It said it's going to be releasing early 2023, so maybe there'll be a separate showcase by Xbox or whoever has marketing rights to that game. Or is this by Xbox? Whatever. Either way, it's coming out on Game Pass early 2023. I'm super excited because it is a game that I've been looking forward to since they announced it. Minecraft Legends was announced, and that is an action strategy RPG, and that's coming 2023 as well. Also in spring 2023, we have Lightyear Frontier, which is like Stardew Valley, Harvest Moon mixed with mechs. So if you're into that, go right ahead. Then we had Gunfire Reborn also coming to Game Pass this year. Very interesting game. It's apparently also a mobile game, but I don't know if that's like a different version of the game or if the game is a mobile game, but it's also on console and PC because it is also on Steam. Regardless, it's on Game Pass, so I am gonna try it out. Next up, we had The Last Case of Benjamin Fox, which looked really interesting because I really love platformers. I love platformers, shooters, and action, just action-oriented games in general. So I really thought this game looked pretty good, and I wanted to try it. The art style, everything about it looked really interesting, so we definitely will be checking that out, and I believe that's spring 2023. Next up, we had As Dusk Falls, and that's like a graphic novel type game, which I'm not hating, I'm just not a big fan of those, but it looked really interesting, the art style and direction and things like that. I'd be really interested to see what Netflix and a studio like that could put together for an interactive show or interactive medium that was more, like I said, based on the graphic novel style, since, you know, when we think about Xbox and PlayStation and Nintendo, we're thinking actual video games with a little bit more action and fluidness to them. Now, next up was a highlight of mine, and that is Naraka Blade Point. I had seen gameplay of this game when it was in beta. I've been keeping my eye on it because I thought it was really interesting, this fighting style battle royale. It just looked really interesting, but I didn't want to pay for it. I felt like it should be free to play, and so now that it's coming to Game Pass, it basically is free to play for me. They're adding crossplay and a campaign mode, so you can play this game with your friends however you want to play this game. It looks very interesting. I implore you to go look up some gameplay and really dive into that community because it is alive and well. Next, we had Pentiment, which I was really confused as to what it was. It looked like it could be a narrative adventure, but also maybe have some action to it. I have no idea what's going on, but it's coming out next year. Scratch that, it's coming out this year, November. After Pentiment, we had Grounded. Now, Grounded is a game that I have been thoroughly confused by for a long time. What is going on with this game? Is it a full game? Is it a demo? Is it a beta? What's going on? Well, apparently this year, the full game is launching in September, so be sure to check that out if you're into Grounded. I played it for a second, but it was a beta, so I didn't think it was the full game, so I didn't want to get invested in it. But since the full game's coming out, I guess I'll just finish playing what I was already playing. I don't know. Another highlight for me was Ereban. Now, Ereban was this stealth platformer, and it looks super cool. It's like if you took the really stealthy parts from Spider-Man and you add a little bit more fluidness and action and speed to them, and that's what this game was about. So I really liked it. I want to check it out. It is coming next year. The beauty of Game Pass is I don't have to risk anything. I can just download it, and if I don't like it, I don't have to play it. Another highlight for me, my God, was Diablo 4 gameplay. This game looked absolutely beautiful. All the content that they have with the in-game stuff, if you're really good at the game, you'll be marked as a champion. So if you go into one of those PvP areas, everybody will know where you are and try to hunt you down and get your loot. They talked about like 150 dungeons. They announced a new Necromancer class, and this was all shown on the Xbox Series X. So if you're really excited about Diablo or really into the franchise, and maybe Diablo Immortal let you down, be sure to keep your eyes on this one because it is coming out 2023. Sea of Thieves announced their Season 7 content. That looked really interesting. I don't know if I can get into Sea of Thieves, but let me know if you guys think it's something that I should get into. I think they said it had like 30 million players, so should I be one of the 30 million and add to that, or is it something that's probably on its way out? Let me know down below. Another highlight for me was Ravenlock. This game looks super interesting. The art style was a little weird. It is like it wanted to be pixelated, but like didn't want to be pixelated. I don't know, it was weird, but it was really cool. It had a little shield and a little sword and like fireballs and stuff. So I like the way Ravenlock looked, and it's coming out 2023 on Game Pass. I will be checking that one out as well. Cocoon was announced. I have no idea what this game is about. It was like a little bug rolling balls into holes or something. I have no idea what this game is about, but it looked really pretty, so I may check it out. I have no idea. I don't know what's gonna happen in 2023, but I may check this one out. I don't know. Next up, Team Ninja announced Wolong Fallen Dynasty, a new game, a new IP for them, coming straight to Game Pass to Xbox first. So this game looks super interesting. It looked really gritty. I like the way the fighting and the combat looked. I don't know if that was gonna be indicative of actual gameplay, but hopefully we hear more about this soon because this game looked pretty good, and I'm excited about anything that Koei Tecmo and Team Ninja put together. So let's check it out. Now, this one was a huge announcement. Persona 3 Portable, Persona 4 Golden, and Persona 5 Royal are all coming to Game Pass. This is a huge announcement for two reasons. These games have been stuck on PlayStation for years, and there has been no way to get them off. Atlas just for some reason thought that no one wanted to play these games except for on PlayStation, but now they're coming to Xbox and they're coming to Game Pass, and I think the first one is dropping October 21st, and that's Persona 5. So be sure to check that game out. I played through it, I absolutely loved it, so be sure to check that one out if you're into Persona or if you want to get into Persona, because once again, Game Pass, risk-free, download it, play it. Next up, we had Kojima announce his partnership with Xbox Game Studios to give us a game that's going to be based around the cloud. I don't know what this game's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be horror. I don't know if you're going to be doing something in the game and then it shoots you a text message or an email and kind of like freaks you out. I have no idea what this game's going to be about, but Kojima has a game that's going to be using the cloud-based technologies at Microsoft and using the funds and power of Xbox Game Studios. So this is going to be pretty interesting. I'm excited to see what's going to happen, but that's years and years ahead. We went through a lot of announcements, but finally we get to the star of the show, Starfield. Starfield showed some gameplay, more gameplay than I was expecting. The game looks beautiful. I can see pop in, I can see frame rate dips, I can see all those technical things that we expect from a game that apparently is as large as this, but that's also why they delayed it, so they could fix those things. The thing I'm most excited about is that we actually know what this game is. There is going to be gunplay. There is going to be interstellar travel. There's going to be character customization. You can customize your own ship. You can customize your base. You can hire people to work at your base. There seems to be a lot of thought and care going into this game, because from what I've been hearing, Bethesda and Xbox, they want this game to be like their next 10, 15, 20 year game. They want this to be the next Skyrim, where they can keep milking this and re-releasing and giving people content so that basically this game never runs out for them, and it's just another cash cow for them. So I was like super excited to see what Starfield was and the gameplay. And I mean, they said something like over 1,000 planets that you can go visit. Like, what? Now this game is coming 2023. It is coming to Game Pass, so be sure to check that one out. I think a lot of people are going to be checking out this Starfield game when it launches, myself included. I wasn't as excited as I saw a lot of people being, but now that I know what the game is and I know what it looks like and how it plays, I'm a little bit hyped for the game. And anything on Game Pass is welcome on my PC, on my Xbox. I'm excited because it's risk-free, so I'm gonna download it. Like I said initially, this showcase was maybe a C to B. There weren't any major amazing announcements that were like, what? But we did have some shockers in there, and we did have some really great announcements like Silksong and Persona and that Starfield and Diablo gameplay. So there were things in there that I actually wanted to see, and there were some things I was shocked by and things I was excited by. The biggest thing for me were all the games being dropped into Game Pass. Even if you look at all of Summer Game Fest, all the game announcements, all the different showcases, they all had games that were also going to be dropped into Game Pass, and that super excites me because I have Game Pass. I have access to literally hundreds of games that I can play whenever I want to play. I have access to them anywhere with the cloud, and the coolest part about it is I get it all with a low monthly subscription. So this isn't me promoting Game Pass, but it is me being excited about the value that you get from Game Pass. I don't know if this is sustainable for Xbox, but for me as a consumer, that's not for me to care about. I'm going to take advantage of all these things while I can. So that was the most exciting part for me. And I highlighted games that if they were coming out on Switch or if they were coming out on PlayStation, I wouldn't even look at, because I know I would have to pay for those games. I would have to buy that digital, buy that physical. I would have to buy those games. But since these games are coming out on Game Pass, I can more easily click a download button and install these games on my PC or on my Xbox and check them out. So I'm just super excited for what Xbox has coming up in the next I'm just super excited about what Xbox has coming up in the next 12 months and beyond. Let me know what you think down below about this showcase. I'm gonna give it a high C to low B. I don't think it was amazing, but it was pretty cool, and I am really excited. Let me know what you think about it down below. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.